84 Sheepdog asks, what's something small you can start doing today to better yourself? Try to do a random act of kindness for a stranger every day. You get gold, you get gold, you all get gold. Honestly though, how? Especially for shy people. Do your dishes before you go to bed. Waking up with a clean kitchen is a great feeling. Another idea is to forgive yourself if you don't do the dishes before bed. Sometimes I'm just too tired in the evening, but in the morning I have a whole lot of energy. Do people not do this? I clean up after every meal. And waking up to dirty dishes is the pits. CC my flatmates. Allocate time more directly to the maintenance of my body and home. I lost 100 pounds this year, all due to diet. I could be a lot healthier if I added 30 minutes of exercise. Then there's my house. After I lost my wife, I had a lot more trouble motivating myself to clean, and now certain rooms are really needing it. If I could allocate even just an hour a day to it, I would eventually be able to get back to regular maintenance, rather than just feeling helpless every time I open the door to one of the rooms. Lastly, reading. I desperately want to get back into it, and I've succeeded a couple times and loved it. But college broke my spirit of habitual reading, and I'm not sure how I can get that back. I usually just scroll by comments, but I have to reply to this one. Sorry for your loss. So sorry for your loss. Regarding the tidying up rooms thing, make sure every time you go into those rooms, you leave them a little bit tidier than when you went in. Don't do the whole thing. Just pick up one item and put it away. If you feel up to it, pick up 2 or 3. Eventually, it will be where you want it to be. Baby steps. And I know what you mean about being overwhelmed, but anyone can leave it in slightly better state. Just do that every single time. I'm not going to tell you to do this or that, but I believe in you, my friend. You can do this. Make a budget and stick to it. It can change your life dramatically for the better. Write down the stuff you've been putting off and schedule yourself time specifically to get them done. It will keep your mind free from having to constantly remind yourself, and once the task is complete, you're free. I had the best idea I've ever had 2 weeks ago, and it has been going great. I used to make a to-do list, but it would just make me super anxious and feel overwhelmed seeing everything I have to do. So lately, I've been just doing tasks throughout the day and only writing it down when I have it done. Now I get to see progress and accomplishments add up, and it's motivating me very well. Best thing I did was read Getting Things Done and started following that. I became far more productive at home and work. Yes, I use Google Sheets for this. I have 3 columns. Today, soon, and someday. I don't have to remember anything anymore. And I can access it from my phone, desktop, tablet, etc. It's very freeing. Call your loved ones, especially the ones who have loved you even through your crap times. Forgive your past self and learn from your previous mistakes. Also, you can improve others' lives by saying thanks. It goes a long way. You can't keep blaming yourself. Just blame yourself once and move on. Homer Simpson. Take deep, controlled breaths. 99% of the time, everything is going to be okay. People artificially panic themselves into real panic. Just take it easy, folks. You'll be alright. Set a schedule. It doesn't have to be set in stone, but a general idea of how your day will go will help alleviate stress and anxiety. This is more important than I will ever be able to explain. Plan not only your workday but your day off. Know when you will do your chore, do it, then enjoy your day. Give someone else a compliment at least once a day. It's as simple as noticing the guy next to you has a stylish tie, or that your coworker's homemade lunch looks tasty. Besides, it always seems to end up making someone's day, and the effort required is so small. Edit. I'm so proud that this is my most upvoted comment ever, and thanks for the gold. If it's not natural to pay a random compliment, I just try to smile at someone every day, or really as many people as possible. I smile at people I interact with, cashiers, waiters, train workers, etc., just to pass a little bit of positivity. If it takes less than a few minutes to do, and you're doing absolutely nothing, do it. Get at least 30 minutes of exercise a day, as simple as taking a walk. Set a sleep schedule and try to stick with it. Waking up at the same time every day was one of the best things I've started doing. Waking up at the same time is way more important than the time of bed. Help regulate the day. I agree here. I have to get up at 4:45 during the week. There's no effing way I'm getting up that early on the weekend. I have a 1-year-old. Send help. Make more time to hang out with my friends and be there for them. Assumes I have friends. To finally start looking for a therapist. I know it sounds ridiculous, but even working up the motivation to go online and search for one is hard. I keep telling myself I'll do it and I'm perfectly capable of doing it and have the time to do it, but then I just don't. Finding a therapist for anxiety and depression cost me so much anxiety that I put it off for years too long. It was almost too late by the time I actually went to one. I should have done it much sooner. You gotta take care of your mental health. Start looking right now, y'all. I wish I had done this for my significant other after we had our second kid. She was battling postpartum depression for almost 2 years before she found a therapist. It's like watching someone drown yelling at them to stop drowning without telling them where the life preserver is. If you see someone struggling with depression, help them out. Read a book at least 10 minutes a day. Edit. Wow, thanks for the gold. I'm a firm believer that anyone can love reading. They just have to find their genre. I'm currently working on Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. Reading for fun is one of the best changes I've ever made. I still watch TV and play video games. But reading is one of those things that you start to love more than anything once you get into it. Been looking for things to do over a long break, and reading this made me realize I haven't read a book in a long time. It's time to change that. Start putting $20 away from each paycheck into a savings account. Don't look at that money. Don't touch that money. That money may as well not exist. Repeat every paycheck, bumping it up as opportunity affords you. Each time I get a pay rise or a bill payment amount declines, I put half of it straight into that $20. Say my wage goes up $100 per week, 50 of that goes straight into my savings account. Say I pay off my car loan, which is $80 a week, 40 of that goes into savings. It's money I previously never had, so I'm not doing a disservice by putting it away. The other option is to use it to snowball debt. That is, use the extra $40 a week to pay off another loan, credit card, etc. till it's gone. Start by writing down a goal, then make a list of smaller achievable milestones on the way to reaching that goal. Don't worry about what other people think. If you do anything, do it for yourself. I did this. The other day I started wearing my hair in pigtails because they're comfortable and they make me feel nice, even though the general consensus in my social circle is that pigtails suck. I love it. It feels so freeing and I feel like I finally found my style. Lame as that sounds. 10 out of 10, this advice is so underrated. Take a break from screens every so often. I work in front of a computer, so I know that my terrible eyes are only going to get worse. Anything I can do to help them, I will. The look 20 feet away for 20 seconds every 20 minutes rule really helps me. I set a timer and everything. So I shouldn't watch Netflix on my computer while browsing Reddit on the phone with the TV on in the background? Pick an interesting sounding book. Read it a few minutes a day. I started doing this at work on my break, so not always on my phone. I went from someone who never reads to a bookworm. I get so absorbed by this story that I have to start reading again as soon as I get home from work. Give 5 compliments a day and make them all different. Brightening up someone else's day is always a great way to boost your mood and confidence. But the other poster said I only had to give 1. I like this. It also gets you into the habit of thinking positively and looking for positive things instead of negative. Soon looking at things in a positive light will be the default. Save $1 for every time I'm negative. Maybe start with 10 cents and then gradually increase it to $1 or until you are cured of being overly negative, or you have enough money saved up from this to do something you've really been wanting to do. Are you now a millionaire? Edit. Thanks anonymous user for the silver. I read a long time ago a tip on this. Maybe on Reddit. Every time you think of something negative, say out loud, switch. And flip the negative into a positive. Made a huge impact on my life. Cannot afford. Practice mindfulness for just 15 minutes a day. You can do it throughout the day. Maybe 3 times for 5 minutes. To do this, you basically try to be aware of yourself and your surroundings. Notice what is near you. Notice where you are. Notice why you are there. Or why your feet or arms are in a certain position. Notice why you might be feeling sad or angry or even happy. Mindfulness builds patience and makes you more empathetic toward people. It helps you become aware of other people and helps you learn how to communicate to them better. Try to formulate a way you might be able to start to let go of past pain. Edit. Oh my god, my first gold. Thank you, kind stranger. Drink more water. Eat more vegetable too. Start a bucket list and start enjoying your life one day at a time, even if it's something small, then graduate to the wish list of items. The 8 cups a day rule is apparently nonsense. Just drink if you're thirsty, it doesn't matter how much. It's really friggin' hard to die from too much water. But also, I don't need to tell you that if you're thirsty, you should drink some water. I hope to God you know that already. But no matter what activity you're doing, if you drink an average sized bottle of water, and within the next 20 to 30 minutes you haven't gone pee, then you're probably dehydrated a bit. Also, drinking a glass of water is the first thing you should do in the morning. Or you might die. Getting enough sleep can do wonderful things, or so I hear. I remember the morning I woke up and had slept soundly for a full 8.5 hours. I was like, holy crap, is this the way normal people feel every day? It was such a notable feeling, like I drank a bunch of coffee, but without the jitters. I have never been able to recreate the event. This! Not small. Think positively. I really dislike my job, but I try to find the little things that make it not so bad, and it improves my mood tremendously. Hate waking up at 4:30 a.m? At least I get to see the sunrise. Edit. What do I do with gold? Lol. Dude, I effing hate my job. It's not backbreaking work. In fact, it's the opposite. Most days all I do is waive billing or input client data into a database. It's also an 1.5-hour commute. The only reason I took this job was because they offered me good pay and I was a broke college grad. The only reason I am still here is because I have college debt to pay off, which by the end of the year I will have enough to pay off and also enough money to live in Asia for 3 months. That is positive, I guess, but I wish I could find some positive in the now. Bro, I wake up at 6 a.m. then go to work in a shop all day. I don't see the sun all day. During winter, when I leave work, the sun is already down. To add to this, I have a music playlist on my phone called Happy that will fight particularly negative days with good vibes and happy memories. Your face is my sunshine, internet stranger. Honestly, if you're anything like me, then meditating. Start every day with 10 minutes of meditation and it will help wonders in calming you down and allowing you to think rationally throughout the day. Edit. Well, this blew up, my inbox is going crazy. 2 things. 1. Yes, it's tough to start the day with 10 minutes of meditation. My point was that 10 minutes is more than enough. So if you target that to be your ceiling, that's all you need. But meditation is ridiculously tough and much harder than people actually think it is. So as others have recommended, starting off with 2 to 3 minutes and then building up isn't a bad idea. 2. I can definitely see people falling asleep during meditation. And initially that's not even a bad thing because the whole point of it is calmness and clarity of thoughts. But if you push yourself a little bit consciously, you can maintain that clarity of thought even while you stay awake and keep yourself aware. Remember, inhale, 1, and then breathe out, 2, then 3, 4, then 5, and 6. Keep counting so that your attention is on your breathing. You will have a difficult time falling asleep, but an easier time from there on focusing on something. I did a Control F for meditate. Nothing in my life has helped me more than meditation has. Nothing I can buy, no one in my life, no amount of fun times or vacations or self-care has helped me more than that. Therapy has helped in as much as it taught me meditation. Therapy before meditation teaching didn't help much. I will give this speech though. If you don't have 10 minutes every day, that's okay. Still start. You can start with 2 minutes, or 3 attuned deep breaths, or a 5-minute guided meditation. There are many resources out there. Many free resources. You don't have to sit on a pillow. You can sit in your desk chair. You don't have to say Om. You do not have to hold your hands a certain way. All you have to do is take 1 or 3 or 5 or 10 minutes or whatever and just breathe. And notice the breathing. That's all you have to do. When you start thinking about something else, notice that, and then notice you were still breathing. I began meditating around this time last year. It's completely changed my life. In fact, it may have saved my life when I was at my lowest and darkest point of an existential crisis. I couldn't recommend it enough. Meditation has changed my life and helped me get off of antidepressants for the first time in years. Clean your house or room. At the very least, just what you can see. It is the only way I can get out of a rut. Thanks for the gold, my first ever. I have a horribly anxious mind. Just tidying up helps me move on to the next step. This is highly underrated. I know that when my place is a mess, my life feels like a mess. But when things are physically in order, my mind feels more peaceful and orderly as well. Yeah, I know some people get stuck in a cycle of feeling like crap because their place is a mess. And then they want to clean it up because they feel like crap. Even just cleaning a few things can be a good first step though. Spend 5 minutes picking up the room you are in. Do that 2 or 3 times a day and eventually you'll get into the habit of keeping things clean. Edit. Thanks to whoever gave me gold. Spread the positive vibes, my boy. Brush your teeth twice a day. It is incredibly important you keep good dental hygiene. Brush before bed if you want to keep your teeth. Brush in the morning if you want to keep your friends. And floss. Get all those food particles out. It really helps. I do that and still get cavities and crapped on by my dentist. Feels bad, man. Pick up a book. Read for fun. Can I just browse Reddit instead? And try different genres. I wasn't a reader for the longest time. Turns out I just wasn't into fiction. I tore through a 700-page biography on Theodore Roosevelt and amazed myself. I was like, WTF, when did I become a reader? If you don't like someone after a few chapters, put it down and try something else. Please support me by liking and subscribing.